Color intensity. That's a little more realistic. I think there goes the alert that we are live. Hello, everybody. 20, 30 seconds into the video. Somebody's here. Who is it? It's Teresa King. She's set up for notifications, obviously. She knows right when I go live. Look at that. Let's see. Who else has their notifications running? Where's all my notified trendies? Luke Day. One of my favorite tweeters right there, Luke Day. He's angling for a free box of trendy paint oil. Joseph, what's up? Frankie, the dude, what's up? Luke, do you need a paint oil, bro? Dude, bro, when I'm up at 3 in the morning and I send a tweet and Luke Day likes it and fucking retweets it right after I send it, man. Hey, dude, the man is on his game. He is on his A game. And Luke, I really appreciate you for what you do. Hey, Joseph, Frankie, Bubble, Carson, what's up, everybody? Hello. Hey, Combs. What's up, Combs? You're combing? I'm brushing. I'm going to brush. I got to get my width out. I'm doing my beard a new way now. I'm flaring it out. I got flares on the side. I got flares on the side of my beard. There we go. Look at that. Now get a little underbrush going there. Just to kind of tease it out a little. Whoa, look at that. Like an explosion of excitement. Carson, nay, A, Phil, A, Steve, A, Frankie, I may need for my knee. I tore my meniscus. Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking painful. David, what's up? Frankie, too bad I don't see you on my Twitter feed, buddy. You should be on my Twitter retweeting me like crazy. Retweeting and putting the likes and commenting and retweeting some more and retweeting some more. Space shuttle didn't take off. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, they said it was tentatively scheduled for what, like a 3:44 launch or something, East Coast. I tuned into it for a second just to see check the status of it, and I was reading some of the statements that people were saying. I couldn't believe all the ball-licking Elon Musk little fuck sticks there were on there. Elon Musk is so awesome. Elon Musk is so amazing. Oh, yeah, Elon. Oh, Elon is so amazingly smart. Oh, Elon. I was like, really? Wow, he's got a lot of fans around the world. A lot of fucking idiots. A lot of morons out there that are Elon Musk fans. You guys are fucking idiots. You don't have Twitter? That's your downfall, Frankie. You should probably consider getting it. Frankie, you should probably consider getting Twitter and retweeting me, man. If you're looking to try to get some of that paint oil. Get on there, start retweeting me, brother. It's twitter.com, if you're wondering. It's really the only thing I pay attention to, is who's retweeting me. That's all I care about now. Who's supporting me? I appreciate that so much. Like Ron Placone, he's supporting me. He's wearing my goddamn shirt on a goddamn 45-minute live stream, and he interviewed Savage Joy from Twitter, who is doing a project with Pat the Burner, who I follow on Twitter. I couldn't be more excited because I have a feeling Pat the Burner is going to be watching that Ron Placone episode, and he's going to see my face all over Ron Placone's chest. Fucking trending name. Boom! Smokes like a noob ass bitch. Enoch, what's up? Yo, Enoch, did Iceman get with you on Messenger? Frankie, how is your finger? It's cut still. What do you mean, jam? I was about to give a speech about update on moving forward. I think they're crazy too soon. Hey, man, let the people go out there and try their luck. I'm not going to do it. Let them go out there all they want. I'm growing my vegetables. I'm worrying about feeding myself and not having to go places to be exposed to this shit. You're right. Bad Blue Jaws, top of the hour. I was going to turn off my AC. Grab my bong. Mm-hmm. Got a bowl ready to go. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a tism for all. Cheers, everybody. You didn't get a message from Ice? Well, why don't you send him a message on Messenger, Enoch? Just send him a messenger. Send him a message on Facebook Messenger and say, yo, Nate told me to hit you up. All right. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a tism for all. Cheers. What did Sammy say? I missed it. Oh, it's today your birthday? Happy birthday, bro. Is it raining you out? Or did Sammy say something else that I missed? So, big shouts out to Ron Placone. What? Ronnie, baby, what did you do? What did you do? You were very good. You, Ronnie, baby. What did you do, Ronnie? What did you do? What did you do, Ronnie, baby? What did you do? I know you guys are... What? What? Because, maybe randomly I decided I don't want to chat today. Even though this show has been about going on for 2 years. And every single stream we've had a chat. Every single one. But YouTube... He's only been broadcasting for 2 years. I love that. So now they just randomly disable your live chat. And that happened. He's so new. He wore the trendy gear today. Okay, is going to be the first person that tweets at Ron Placone. First person to tweet that's going to get me the next bowl that I want to smoke a nice... Who's going to do me that flavor? I'm turning on my Twitter. I'm checking. David Honey Sr. David Honey Sr. David Honey Sr. gets it, man. And now I'm getting notifications. It looks like somebody else is doing it. Karsten's number 2. Karsten is number 2. For both of you, for David Honey Sr. and Karsten, thank you, guys. Yes! I got people retweeting me. Mr. Jack sucks Trump's dick. Oh, no, that's an old one from Karsten. Oh, I thought that was you, Karsten. Wait, let me scroll up. Ron Placone, thanks for wearing my buddy's Trendyasdabbers t-shirt. What? Billy, Nick Brown, thanks for wearing the Trendy Gear shirt. Looks good on you, buddy. Nick Brown. Yes! Yes! Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Billy. So excited. Can you guys tell I'm excited that Ron wore the shirt? Did I tell you I'd probably have a heart attack if he did it? Man, I was a little verklempt. I had to catch myself. I want to order a hoodie with your face on the front and no law regarding cannabis on the back. That is the design, I believe. The Nay Face hoodie. Karsten says, hi, David. All of you guys who ran over to Twitter right now to do this for me, thank you. Ron Placone just checked his phone and read your tweets. I guarantee it. He's looking at them right now. And he's going, wow, man, I'm glad I wore that Trendyasdabbers shirt. And make sure when you do that, you follow Ron Placone, guys. Follow him and support him on Twitter, okay? Please. He's great. He's great. The things that he tweets are great. The show was fantastic. I watched the whole show. It was a 45-minute show that he just did. It was great. Lilith Von Kush. Thank you, Lilith. Yes, thank you. Allie, yes. Oh, she's liking all my stuff right now. It's like Lilith Von Kush 710, Lilith Von Kush 710, Lilith Von Kush 710, Lilith Von Kush 710, Lilith Von Kush 710. Hell yeah. I'm feeling the love. Happy Hump Day, Ronnie. I don't know hump days. I don't celebrate that. I don't have a hump to get over, Ronnie. Every day is a beautiful day. Every day I'm a gardener. Every day. Allie, thank you for supporting me on Twitter. Yay. All right, this is for all of you that just went over to Twitter and helped me out over there. You guys, all of you, thank you so much. David Honey Sr. was first, though. Way to go, Dave. Cheers. Remember, guys, tomorrow morning, $7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Danger Man's going to appear here with us. Yeah, I don't see anything from Sammy Walnuts on here, buddy. I'm sorry. If you're trying to be sideways with me. You know, maybe it's not updating me. But I don't see it. I don't see it, Sammy. Cannot retrieve activity at this time. Please try again later. Huh. My Twitter feed just went down. Nick Brown liked my tweet. Allie liked my tweet. I'm getting notifications like crazy. Karsten Menk did it. Thank you so much for wearing the Trendyasdabbers shirt. We thank you. Thank you, Karsten. Oh, there's more. Nick Brown, Lilith, rad shirt, bud. I gotta tell you, I hope every single one of you will go to Ron Placone and subscribe to him on YouTube. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel and please follow him on Twitter. And let him know that I sent you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I did not know that Ron Placone smoked cannabis. Because, unfortunately for the cannabis community, he doesn't really talk too much about it on his show. And I think that's a huge loss for all of us. But I think we might be able to get him to talk about it. You know, you guys could ask him about it. Ask him if he could talk about it on a show, like I talk about it on my show. The Trendies crashed Twitter, right? Pacific 7. Yeah, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Did I say Eastern Standard Time? My bad. 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Using root farm pH down on the peppers. And the plants woke right the fuck up. Oh, good. How much pH lower did you end up using, man? You poured it in with water in a water solution? Hey, Lobo. Lobo, my friend's name, that was one of the first trendies. His name is Gordon Duffy. And I sometimes I confuse his name with your name. And the reason why I'm saying it out loud right now is I'm trying to reinforce it into my brain. Because I keep forgetting his name. Gordon Duffy. Like Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon. Gordon Duffy. I have such a problem. Glasgow. Glasgow, correct? And that's where you are, right? You're in Glasgow? Does he smoke? Yeah, he smokes. Oh, Ron Flacone smokes, man. And it's so cool. I'm sitting here watching him talk while he's wearing my shirt on my Twitter feed. He's literally animated while my phone's sitting in front of me, and he's wearing my shirt. And I just got to tell you, dude, I couldn't be more tickled right now. I couldn't be more honored and more happy. And I could never hide that from you guys. I could never come on here and not tell you about it and act like it didn't happen or whatever. It's a moment. It's like a Danger Man moment. All right, quarter of the hour. Danger Man, tomorrow morning, my time, 7 a.m. Danger Man, tomorrow morning, my time, 7 a.m. on the Pacific side. Please be here tomorrow morning, first thing. If you're on the East Coast, be here at 10 a.m. And do not miss this broadcast. With Danger Man, it is my first interview on the show. And I wanted the first interview to be with Danger Man. And Danger Man has said he'd stay for a half hour. Which is way more than I ever hoped for. And because I just think he's such a cool guy. And he keeps it so real. He keeps it very real. You guys are going to get that with him. You're going to get to know him a lot better than just from seeing him on interviews and seeing him on his channel. Because a half hour is a long time for him to sit and talk. So we're going to open it up. We're going to open it up with Danger Man, the urban superhero, 7 a.m. Be here tomorrow morning. I'm smoking to that, guys. I hope you're as excited about it as me. I hope you're going to go over to YouTube. I hope you're going to the same directions for Liquid pH Up Solutions. 1 drop per gallon for 0.2. For a 0.2. God, that's fucking too much. Jesus fucking Christ. It's just too much instructions for me. I can't do stuff like that in my head, you know? But I'm like, wait, I need it to go up how high? I gotta had how many fucking drops? That was concentrated. It was more concentrated than I thought. If it's just 1 drop for a gallon of water, we'll make that whole gallon of water go up 0.2. That's fucking concentrated, bro. That's some strong shit. Way more concentrated than the powders that I ever used. Dude, I was putting in fucking dumping fucking shit of that fucking powder. Oh my goodness. I should have been using liquids when I was back doing pH adjustment. All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a test for all. This one is for Danger Man, the urban superhero. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. right here, guys. All over social media. I think that's a Pineapple Express, right? Even though I got Jack Harris sitting around me. Tastes like Pineapple Express. You live in Belfast. Who lives in Glasgow? Maybe Gordon lives in Glasgow. Glasgow's Scotland, right? That's got to be where Gordon is. My bad. I'm trying to get this shit straight, bro. You saw Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Enoch? Where did you find the movie at, bro? Put up your dukes. Put up your dukes. I love that fucking movie. Oh. Oh, look, he's so cute. Hey, little fella. Oh, you want to fight me? Put up your dukes. All right, so it's 420. Happy 420. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a tism for all. Cheers, everybody. I'm getting wasted off of this Pineapple Express. Free app called Tubi. Hulu too. Yeah. Lives to regret it. Dies to regret it. Nick Brown liked my tweet. Thank you, Nick. I gotta like all your tweets. Karsten, I want to highly recommend Trendy Paint Oil from Trendyasdabbers. It is so fantastic. I am sorry I show this disgusting picture to you, but if that doesn't say it helps against pain, nothing does. Oh, that's your leg, bro, huh? Oh, you got your other leg though, right? Are you able to walk with a crutch on the one leg? Or do you have a prosthetic? Or are you paralyzed, bro? You're not able to walk at all. You told me you're in a wheelchair. I see the wheel right there. Mr. Jack sucks Trump's dick. I love that one, Carson. Just another day in paradise. Oh, that's fucking brutal. God, them motherfuckers fight. I've never seen alligators fight, bro. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, I think I've liked all of your tweets. I see nothing but hearts now on my mentions. So if you retweet or you make a tweet and you... Ron Placone liked your tweet, Allie? Oh, what? Scroll up to the top here. Ron Placo, thanks for sending me my size. He's tweeting at me. Ron Placone just tweeted at me. Did I tell you guys, if you tweeted at Ron Placone, he was going to notice? And now he's tweeting at me. You guys are the best audience in the whole world. Thank you so much. You guys, that is the sweetest, most awesome thing you guys have ever done. And I really, really appreciate it. Now Ron Placone's tweeting at me. So I'm going to tweet him back. I'd love to send all of my merch items to him for free. Just ship him everything and give him some, and then give him, we're in California. He's in California. He smokes. He should be smoking some Jack Hair. That's what I'm thinking. I told him I was going to have a heart attack if he wore that fucking shirt, man. Gift him some Jack Hair. Hell yeah. I replied to his tweet. I wonder if Ron knows that I do live streaming. I wonder if he knows I have a show. If he's ever, peeped at it before. From afar. Glanced from afar. Oh, look yonder at this show. Who's this interesting character playing many other characters? Who must this be? Who is this trendy character? Tomorrow morning, Danger Man, urban superhero interview right here, guys. Don't forget, please show up for that interview. I'm excited, man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to sleep tonight. Danger Man, urban superhero interview tomorrow. I'm nervous. It's like, should I write my questions down? It's like, I don't think I have to write my questions down because I've had so many questions for him, and that one guy that was interviewing him that we watched this morning on that interview that he had on local, that was, where was that? I can't remember. Chicago, was it? Local Chicago news, and he was getting interviewed by that guy, and he says, how did you become inspired to become, how did you get inspired to become Danger Man? And he tells the story, he tells it so well. And I was like, that was going to be the very first question that I asked him tomorrow morning. What inspired you to do that? But now I know the answer to that question. But a lot of people watching tomorrow probably won't. So we're definitely going to go over that. He needs some of that true black. Well, you think he needs some help going to sleep? You think Ron Placone has problems sleeping at night? I could send him the night stuff. Got plenty of it. Good night. Good night. All right, where am I at? No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. I can't believe Ron Placone is walking around his house right now, possibly wearing that shirt. And I would have sent him a hoodie too. I'm almost certain. I'm sitting here so freaking stoked out right now. It's all happening. It's all happening. It's all happening. Cheers, Allie. Thank you for noticing. I need a little fan blowing on me. All right, cheers. Get Ron on here. We could talk about growing veggies. He'd be like, I don't grow vegetables. And I could be like, I want you to learn how. I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to feed yourself, Ron. But I got a grocery store. Yeah, but what if it shuts down and you can't go there anymore? For any reason. And if nothing bad ever happens, then the worst case scenario is you got fresh veggies in your yard, son. I think I make a very good argument there. If I'm wrong, you have fresh veggies. If I'm wrong, you have solar energy. You don't never have to pay a power bill again. If I'm wrong, you got your own water. You got your own well. Big deal. Is life so bad when you're self-sustaining? You can still go to the store and buy a Slurpee if they're still open, buddy. You know? You can go get your Milky Way bar and get your can of cat food instead of letting your cat outside to go feed itself. You know, and throwing it scraps. You know, Rogan eats people food. He eats everything that I eat. Everything except chocolate. If I think it's okay to give him, I give him my last bite of every meal that I have. And you know what? He used to sit there and whine and cry at me, and he's very impatient. He would get right up on me when I'm eating and stuff. Now he knows he's going to get that last bite, and if he just goes and sits down and he's quiet, and he doesn't do anything, he gets that last bite. I give him a nice little, like a sand. I say, I always take care of you, don't I, buddy? And then I show it to him, like, look at that. And he puts his paw up, and he puts it on my leg, high fives me, boom. Give him that bite. Oh, he loves it. Last night, it was, what, he loved it so much. I can't remember. What was it that I ate last night? I'm assuming the last bite from a veal, chopped ground veal hamburger, I think, that he got. I picked 2 tomatoes off of my plant this morning. I picked a couple more and I ate those, but these weren't ready yet. There's a couple more, guys, just so you can see. I also ate a pole bean, a beautiful big pole bean, size of my hand, off of one of my plants this morning too. Now, the thing about the zucchini down there in pot number 6, it's not getting any bigger. I'm thinking I should just cut it off and eat it. But the zucchini in pot number 2 is getting bigger. So I have a feeling if I just cut that off and trim the leaves on that zucchini and let the new zucchinis that are on the end start growing, they're going to get bigger. And this other one is going to be my big producing plant, I believe, not pot number 6. And then I got all these other zucchini plants that are popping up everywhere from the I should just call it zucchini compost, but I have tomatoes coming out everywhere. I've got cannabis coming out of 2 different pots naturally. Potatoes came out naturally just from grinding it up and throwing it in there. hitting it with a shovel, really. So I got these 2 tomatoes, man. They're still a little green in them. So I figure you wait till the green goes away, and then you pop them. There's, see that little bit of green on there? You're supposed to pick tomatoes when they're 75% ripe. You don't really want to let them ripen on the vine. Pick them a little bit early and put them in a little area where they can do their thing. Teresa, asparagus take 2 years to grow and first time ever trying it. Asparagus? Oh, that's good. Negativities. I wouldn't pay much attention to negativity. And asparagus only have chilies, basils, and peppers growing. I wrote it down on a notepad. Here we go. What I planted: chives, dill, oregano, basil, mustard, and parsley. And it's the mustard that's fucking sprouting everywhere at the top. Okay, next row is carrots. Nothing there. The third row is dark red beets. And I believe I see sprouts all along that row. The fourth row is Paris Island romaine lettuce. I don't see anything there. Row 5, white icicle radishes. I think I see sprouts on that one. That's 5A. Those radishes are sprouting. The next row next to that is 5B, broccoli. That's not sprouting. And then burpless cucumber. I don't see any of those yet either. And then I put in the freaking eggplants. Row 7. I forgot. I got to put that in here. Row 7. That means I just have 2 rows left. Eggplant. There we go. I keep hitting a pumpkin at school and it rotted, of course. Threw it in the compost pile and the fucking thing was growing gourds. What's a gourd? I don't know what a gourd is. But the I've got my zucchinis, which are very similar to pumpkins. They basically look like pumpkins, right? But they're just elongated pumpkins, really, when you look at them. Same thing. You just chop them up, throw them in the compost pile, and they just start growing. No, I didn't put the peas in yet. Jinmin, did you get in touch with Iceman? You and Enoch. Jinmin, how far away are you from Enoch? We have tomatoes, hot peppers, green peppers, asparagus, red beets, kale, spinach, potatoes. Yeah, I got potatoes. I'm so excited about my potatoes. Zucchini and cucumbers planted. Oh, good. Good. Very good, sir. Now, how far away are you from Enoch, I wonder? I got jump in the shower, Nate. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, Allie, enjoy. Is a pumpkin as far as zucchini. All that. That's like the family. It's called the gourd family. Huh. Squash, zucchini. Well, they are in the same family? Zucchini and pumpkins are in the same family? That's so funny that I was just saying that, man. Hey, man, I'm just doing this all day, guys. I'm just doing this. I had no idea that zucchinis and pumpkins were related. But what was I just saying? It's like a zucchini just kind of strikes me as an elongated pumpkin, man. Where's Enoch? I have tomatoes, cucumbers, cayenne peppers, bell peppers, and squash. Doug Viles. Thank goodness my husband was a farmer. Teresa. Replying to Allie. Keep it open. Nick Brown. Keep it open in the shower, Allie. to what I like to say. I have a speaker. I have a speaker in the shower. It's not in the shower, but it's in the bathroom. And it Bluetooths to my phone. When I bring my phone in there, it just automatically connects to it. It's awesome. And I'm just rocking videos on YouTube while I'm taking a shower. I get so much information that way. Plus, you can play videos faster if you want to get through them quicker. Uh-oh, what's going on with Kellyanne Conway? She's trending. What's going on, Kellyanne? Did Kellyanne Conway just compare our constitutional right to vote with buying cupcakes? What?
A cupcake for an hour to get a cupcake. People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. They really are. I mean, they wait in line for a Georgetown cupcake for an hour to get a cupcake. So I think they can probably wait in line to do something as consequential and critical and constitutionally significant as cast their ballot.
Huh. Listen to that again.
People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. People are very proud to show up and go to the polls. They really are. I mean, they wait in line for a Georgetown cupcake for an hour to get a cupcake. So I think they can probably wait in line to do something as consequential and critical and constitutionally significant as cast their ballot. People.
Right on, Allie. Thank you. I hope you do listen in the shower. That's great. Spouting some bullshit lies as usual. Yeah. Kellyanne Conway looks good when she's blurry, though. I'll give her that. She looks good in low bandwidth. Smooths her out. Oh, the rough lines. The jowls. My garden list is too much to list with good conscience. Conscience? My garden list is too much to list with good conscience. Why am I on Kellyanne Conway's fucking Twitter feed? Oh my god, take me away from that. Holy shit. Oh, it's so funny. Ron Placone liked a tweet you were mentioning. At Ron Placone, did you know at Trendyasdabbers has a live show 3 times daily? He talks about you a lot on his show. I learned about you from at Nay Trendy. Love both you guys' shows. Keep up the great work. Ron Placone liked it. Ron told me I could send him anything, anytime. Anything, anytime. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to be hooking Ron up. Nick Brown. Nick Brown. Thank you so much for tweeting at Ron Placone, and he liked your tweet. Bro, this is a guy, you guys, I don't know if you guys realize Ron Placone is a stand-up comic. He tours all over the world. Do you guys realize that? He tours all around with the world with Graham Elwood, and he goes around on his own, aside from the fact that he does his own thing and that he's on the Jimmy Dore Show. So if any of you are not familiar with who he is, please follow him on YouTube. Please follow him on Twitter. Nick, I can't believe he liked your tweet, bro. Thank you so much for that. Man, I'm just sitting here like, oh, he liked your tweet. He told me I could send him anything, anytime, man. I'm going to send him some Pineapple Express too, man. Oh, man. He's just going to be like, brrr. I should ask him if he prefers the heavy sleepy time. You know, does he want this? Or does he want the brrr? Or does he want the Jimmy Dore show? What? Are they going live right now? Is Jimmy Dore show going live right now? I love it. Oh my God. I freaking love it. Dude, they're going live in 20 minutes, in 15 minutes. I am so excited. Oh my God, this is so funny. Super chat. Super chat time, people. I finally got a notification right when Jimmy Dore goes live. I love it. Living in a material world. Living in a material world. I could do without the fucking music. All right. I'm on your speaker now. Okay, I'll stop singing. This, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that direction there. Hope y'all can do a live together. What, me and Ron Placone? Oh, yeah, bro. I would love to be sitting like Joy got to sit and talk to him for 45 minutes just now on his live stream. Oh, my God. Forget it. I don't think about that. I don't strive for that. But whoa, Steve Running just said Trendyasdabbers on Jimmy Dore. I'm putting up a super chat. Get your news on with Ron. Okay, let's see if this works. I might have to switch channels because sometimes I try to send super chats and they don't work. Unable to send message. Okay, so it's okay. I don't panic. I don't panic. I copied it and I copied it into my lives, into my clipboard on my computer, and now I'm gonna switch accounts really quick. I'm going to switch to an account that'll let me do this. And we'll see if I can get back to JDS. Danger Man tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. That's right. Okay. Let's see if it works. The super chat is going through. I'm so excited. I might be the first super chat. There goes the notification that there was an expense. Slow mode is on. There it is. Hey, it's 4:20 in Newfoundland, everybody. It's time to smoke. I'm so excited. I'm going to be putting a care package together for Ron Flacone. I just can't wait. He says, you can send me anything you want. I think I will do that. Someone's like in there saying, still not voting for Biden. Yeah, watch this fucking Beto O'Rourke dude come back. Watch. You know, I don't see why anybody that dropped out of the presidential race can't get back in it either. Right? Anybody can just step in right now at any time they want. There's no law that says you can't do that. If Joe Biden, steps down or gets sick or gets replaced for whatever, I mean, someone else has got to take his place. Right? It's fucking crazy, man. Who knows what's going to happen? All right, 4:20, guys. Cheers. Oh, what'd you send me? The thing that separates me from most of the people on YouTube is I'm not afraid to smoke on a live stream. Or on all social media for that for that matter. Twitter. Oh. Living in a material world. They're going. Jimmy Dore show goes live in 6 minutes, guys. It's fucking. It's almost like they timed their show to go live when they knew my show was going to be ending. Fucking love it. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., guys. Make sure you're here for the Urban Superhero, Danger Man, the Urban Superhero interview live. I'm sad that Jimmy Dore has that slow chat on. I am sad about that. I mean, I know it's hard to read chat when it's speeding by, but I always just click on it, and if I see something I want to read, you know, that I wasn't able to see, to slow it down, you know, to stop it and then go back to live chat. But it sucks because if you say something in there, then you have to wait 5 minutes before you can say something else, and a lot goes on in 5 minutes, and you want to comment on something in particular, and it's like irrelevant by the time you're allowed to chat again, and you're just like, fuck it, you know? You even forget what you're gonna fucking say, or what you were even gonna say, or what it was you were gonna talk about, what it was you're gonna say, or what it was you're gonna say. Did I just say that? Oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say while I was saying it. Oh, they're going live. It's a Joe Biden commercial. What the fuck? Joe Biden is fucking wrong, dude. See, I want to turn on ad blocker. I don't think I have it. I think I uninstalled it or something because I don't see it. Fucking stupid. 4 minutes till Jimmy Dore goes live. Good. I'm looking forward to the interview as well, man. He's really cool. If you guys have any questions, start thinking about what they are. And feel free to tweet them at me and at Danger Man, the Urban Superhero, on Twitter. And then we'll read them out loud tomorrow on the show. How about that? What's up? I can barely walk and have no insurance at Trendyasdabbers. Hook a brother up. What's up? What's up? I wonder who that is. I mean, you gotta message me your address, bro. Alex says, I'll be back in 30 minutes for the start of the show. You know, it's true, man. They go through this whole thing at the beginning. Like they show that picture that I sent them that they never gave me credit for. The picture of the garages. Randy Church, no law regarding cannabis on the Jimmy Dore feed. Thank you, Randy. What does Iceman prefer? He's probably going to say indica, but you just ask him. Why don't you message him, bro, and ask him? It's only 6 p.m. over there in Orlando. I don't know where the fuck he is right now, though. They're going live in 30 seconds. Let's bring them on board, shall we? Now it just says we'll be back momentarily. We'll be back momentarily. No, don't do that. Man, I don't like to have a countdown and they don't go live when their countdown's up. Top of the hour, cannabis isn't tis for all. Thanks, Bad Blue Draws. Cheers, everybody. I was on your Twitter, man, Lil. I can't work it, man. Twitter's easy. It's just a couple of button clicks, bro. It's Trendyasdabbers at Twitter. Maybe you're on the wrong one. Oh, 100 rubles. I think that is, right? Rubles. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't tis for all. Top of the hour. Cheers, everybody. Similar to the SpaceX launch today. Jeffy. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your support, Jimmy Dore Show. Hell yeah. And I'm bringing my audience. Jimmy Dore Show. And I'm bringing my audience with me. Another commercial. This is the same audio track there. Ice, what's up, son? Yo, Ice, which do you prefer? Indica, sativa, or hybrids? Iceman. I'm asking you, Iceman. Yo, Iceman. Yo, Iceman. Yo, Iceman. What do you prefer? Indica, sativa, or hybrids? Did I smoke yet? I don't think so. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is... Yeah, I guess I didn't I? Whatever. Let's smoke again. Because Iceman's here. Cheers. I'm smoking because Iceman's here. That's always a reason to smoke. Cheers. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Oh, sativa. I was wrong. Oh, he's a sativa guy. My bad. I said indica. Right on, buddy. I like sativas too. congratulations on implementing a socialist alternative to capitalist syndication of a broadcast. You are a gift to community. It's a free broadcast. What are they talking about? Congratulations on implementing a socialist alternative. Oh, maybe because of the advertisements or something. I said thank you, I think. To who is that? Who said that? Army of All. At Army of All, I should have said. Oh, they got slow mode on, but it's not on super slow mode. It's not 5 minutes. It's right now it looks like it's it's maybe a 20-second delay, which is good. They sped it up. That's so nice. Dude, why isn't he going live? This is a horrible thing to do to an audience, man. And I keep getting these ad pop-ups. Dude, that's bullshit. I need to turn on my fucking... I need to re-download Ad Blocker Plus. He does it every time, Kid Blur. Nails heated, dabs up, cheers. I couldn't spoke with you a minute ago. Iceman, cheers, brother. Well, you know, son of a bitch, cheers. Let's smoke with you. "30 minutes or more before a live stream even starts. I'm bouncing. We'll watch the live stream later," says Joe. Dude, I wonder why they didn't start at their countdown, man. They did a countdown. Dude, I've got a goddamn pause screen on broadcasting a pause screen on 19 of my channels right now because I want to be there right when they go live. Where's Steph at, man? Start the show. Start the show. Oh my goodness. Oh, fucking music track. Start the show. Start the show. There they go. Yerl. I knew if I kept saying it, it would start.
Four. Live, JD.
And 5, 4, we're live. That's not how it works. Supposed to go all the way down to 0.
No, I need to do that.
I've got subtitles turned on.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we're just setting up for some technical difficulties. All right, is that good now? All right, good. I hope everyone's
An
enjoying
email?
their gray hair.
Sure, man. Send it to
I am not.
Is this mic good? Is everything good, Arnold?
420
Okay,
terrorist
we're good.
At-
All right, JD.
gmail.com,
Thank you
bro.
so much.
Hi, everybody. We have a special guest with us today. He is chair of the Industrial Workers of the World Organizing Department, IWW. He was formerly the head of labor organizing in Iceland's second largest union, Epling, and he specializes in building unions and mass mobilization, some we need here right now. And he's here to talk to us today about how we can unionize workers during a pandemic. Please welcome to the show.
You're welcome.
It's Maxim Baruch.
And
Thank you
what's
for being
up?
here.
Feel free to stay and watch the Jimmy Dore show with us and get high with us while we watch the Jimmy Dore show. Oh, look, I'm Ron Placoning.
IWW just recently because of what happened in Portland at Voodoo Donuts. And so they're doing a thing called
You're welcome.
solidarity. First of all, could you just tell us what the IWW is all about?
That's what's up, son.
Sure. So the IWW
That's
is a
what's
labor
up.
union started in the early 20th century. It's been around for a long time, and it practices quite a militant, combative, and solidarity form of unionization. Essentially, like our union model, what we're about is about placing action in all of its forms at the heart of the practice
I
of
can
the
put it in my
union.
mouth too if I want.
A model
Well,
that
Trendy Pano,
affirms the
in my
primacy of
mouth.
mobilization over
No problem.
negotiation practices in the fight
Anywhere on
for
your
social
body.
progress
Pain,
and against
itching,
social
anywhere on your
regression,
body.
primarily at the site of work,
Psoriasis.
of where production
Bye-bye.
happens, but
Bye-bye
certainly not
pain.
exclusively.
Cut on
And
your
without
finger.
excluding negotiations,
Bye-bye pain.
Our primary work
Open
concerns
wounds.
about
Bye-bye pain.
building the kind of social
Antiseptic,
structure which will,
antiviral,
above all, give the
antibacterial,
balance of
trendy
power
pain oil.
in a
Safe for your dog.
favorable way
Safe for
to
your
keep it
one-year-old
at the shop
baby.
floor. And lastly, what
Safe
we're
for your
about is
newborn.
putting workers
Works
at
on
the
mosquito
center of
bites.
developing their
All
own
things are listed at
strategies
Trendyasdabbers.com.
and setting their own pace of organizing, where they are at the cockpit of what they're doing, and being
Oh my
in the
God, he
union is
said
a method and a
cockpit!
tool and an accelerator, rather than having bureaucrats run. Other
He's got
people's
my
organizing.
attention.
So that's the kind
He
of
said
union
cockpit!
that kind of manifesto anyway. That's fantastic. So
What time is it?
like I said before,
3:13?
What made me aware of
You're
the
3:13
IWW
in?
was the fight in Portland at Voodoo Donuts to organize them. Now they did a different type of organizing there, and that it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Is it called solidarity unionism?
That's correct. Yeah.
And could you explain to people what that is and how that differs from the normal kind of union organizing that normally takes place?
Sure, yeah, that's no problem. So normally when people call
Shouts
up a union,
out-
what they
shouts
expect
out
to
to,
happen from the first phone call is that a union will dispatch them what are called authorization cards.
To
where
Ron
people will just
Placone,
fill them out. They will deliver them to the
Um,
National Labor Relations Board,
his guest today,
which
Joy,
which will call
and,
for a speedy election, and which will, then descend.
Danger Man, urban
a SWAT team
superhero
on the
here tomorrow
employer,
morning,
force
7
employer
a.m.
to
guys,
sign a
my time.
contract, and then obey that contract. But the
Pacific
reality of
Standard,
the
7
situation
a.m., 10
has
o'clock
been
on the
for a
East
long
Coast.
time, and especially
Danger
now,
Man
that the
interview,
National Labor
half
Relations
hour,
Board does not
7
function.
a.m.
It hasn't functioned
Right
in a
here,
long
Thursday
time,
morning,
either in
tomorrow
the United
morning.
States or in
Boom.
Canada.
Be here.
And as well in other countries, the equivalents are often very troublesome. It certainly functions a lot less under Trump. Trump appointees to that board have instituted are seeking to institute additional restrictions on how that functions. And certainly under COVID, what we saw is that the labor relations boards in Canada and the US have essentially ceased to function for a long time. Now they're functioning in a haphazard manner. And what we end up doing
Let's
is
turn that down for a little bit.
strive to build the kind of social structure at the workplace that can take vague workplace
All right, let's do
problems,
this.
convert them into specific and winnable demands by and with the workers, and to help them build a kind of strategy and action plan that is unmediated by professionalized union bureaucrats, just informed by people who have been on the scene a long time and
Unreal.
have knowledge of best practices, and allow the workers essentially to settle matters directly between themselves and their employers through what kind of, we use the phrase direct action. And so in essence, as I said earlier, the model is very much premised on putting preeminence on action and mobilization as the means of delivering what people need, and their ability to defend the concessions that they win, as well as focus on democracy. We want to build, we're not there to have a referendum through an election about whether or not the union should exist.
Wow, you know, I've got to tell you, the whole strike thing, I mean, it kind of just seems like people are angry and they want to strike, and I'm like, what are you striking for? You want universal income? I mean, what is it that you're striking for? You're striking for wage. You want your wage to be $15 an hour. You want conditions are for the strike that they want to call for. There's the grow. Yeah, you guys want to see the grow? I thought you might want to see that grow. While this guy, what he was talking about was, I just find so boring what that guy was saying. No offense. It just wasn't doing anything for me. I really love the Jimmy Dore show. I just, maybe somebody could tell me what the strike is about, you know, instead of having to listen to this guy. I don't like listening to that guy. Oops.
Is that once even they have a union, who's going to run it? Who's going to have your negotiations? Who is going to be there day to day to have meetings? How are you going to defend yourself when your employer attempts to, back out of whatever they've negotiated? How are you actually going to bring your employer to negotiations?
He's talking about doing a strike. The title of the video is Industrial Workers of the World Chair of Organizing Department tells workers how to strike back.
If we find it advantageous,
it's about striking. It's what Steph has been talking about on Twitter for the last month or two.
Very effective at it, but at the same time,
this strike
one of the things that
she
seen
supports
over the years is that unions have become more and more dependent on formal labor relations processes. Sometimes it's been against their will, but a lot of the time it's kind of with their collaboration. And one of the things that makes this moment special, I just want to say, about COVID-19 is that normally a lot of workers are sandwiched in a bad place between the government and the
sandwich,
gigantic establishment unions,
gigantic,
collecting dues, or more focused on they see themselves as a kind of social partner to the business community. In essence, what a lot of them have become, sometimes against the will of many of their members, is a kind of labor force supply management sector of the business community. There's a business community that has a demand for workers, and the labor unions, especially for sectors that are very they're labor intensive and enormous, they end up acting sometimes in their own view as a kind of labor force supply management sector. And in so doing, they kind of want to use these processes that are very slow, essentially like gig work.
Ice cream cake, that sounds good, Capsters.
Economy have made the labor relations processes that they depend on ineffective for people. And what we are doing is returning to unionism 1.0. The Coca-Cola.
I actually use the cannabis where you can see it on my show. Hey, it's 420. I'm Ron Placone in here. It's 420, guys. Time to smoke. No law regarding
So
cannabis.
instead of
Cannabis
that
is
normal
business
way
for
of
all.
going about it,
Cheers.
where you fill out the card and you get recognized, and then somebody from the union comes down to talk to you, and he's going to do your negotiation, and you have the difference in what IWW encourages is this thing called solidarity unionism, which is the workers themselves just immediately making demands and not waiting for that process to unroll, which can take sometimes years, correct, to actually start a proper union through the National Labor
That's
Relations
correct.
Board. So when you have a problem like they had in Portland with the Voodoo Donuts, they had lots of problems. One of them was security. There was no security guard there, and it was in a tough neighborhood, a crime-ridden neighborhood, and they wanted a security guard. So they just went on strike until and said, hey, we want a security guard, or we're not coming to work. So they didn't wait and fill out a card and have an election and then call the guy down at the union head at the local and then come down and then they have a meeting and stuff. They just made demands immediately, and that's much more than. And by taking direct action, you mean like work stoppages, going on strike, picketing, things like that. And that's what solidarity unionism. It's meaning you just create a union immediately at your workplace, and the workers are the union, and you don't wait for an outside body to sanction you. You just start immediately
Right.
negotiating with your employer. That's what you mean by that?
So largely yes, but there are some caveats. What a lot of people see as spontaneous is actually just the tip of the iceberg. It is a performance after you've been practicing, you've been rehearsing the play for many months or even a year or multiple years. When we start organizing the workplace, just like other unions, there's not a secret to any of this kind of a thing. We begin to build that social structure, and that happens very gradually. We begin to understand how the workplace functions. We begin to understand the relationships between people, and there absolutely is still a role for a sense of organization. One of the things that we're seeing now happen in the workforce under COVID is that a lot more people have been, by the situation, have been pushed towards taking direct actions, whether it's workers whose workplace is open and they would like it closed, folks whose workplace has closed and they want to demand severances, or sick pay or something like that, or assurances that they will get their jobs back. But nevertheless, and this is something that is obviously it's extremely inspiring to see it happening on such a mass scale, not only here but internationally. But one of the things that we've seen is there is a big difference, and this is one of the obstacles of this situation. Is has been a lack of long-term investment by unions to build that social structure at the workplace. We want to be building in a way that puts workers first, and we want to put it in a way that builds primacy of action first. But it does take work. It takes time and it takes money. And I would say that our model of unionizing is extremely labor intensive, and largely a lot of unions have not been investing in making the time to do that. And so what's happened between government intervention and between the unions as they are, the bank of ideas in people's minds about what they could and should do is not very rich.
Right.
So what what we do is we build that social structure, and then it can take action. But of course, it's not mediated by some professional who's going to come to your workplace and tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that.
So the chat's hilarious. People are like, so far I've learned nothing from this guy. Someone else is like, this soy boy inspires no confidence.
Collective consequences, and so the decision has got to be taken collectively.
It's funny.
And this is another very important element of what we're doing. We are trying to revive people's sense of class affinity and class association and collective responsibility, collective action and collective responsibility as a kind of working class. And we're trying to overcome this lack of investment from the labor movement, partly which has resulted essentially, like I said, the bank of ideas of people's heads is not very rich because there hasn't been that investment, and the onslaught of propaganda by employers, which has been coming apart at the seams now, but that has up until now essentially meant that the employer's brain is under the worker's hairnet, always influencing people to think of their employer as their friend or a family member, except one that just so happens that their good graces go out the window anytime their profits are at risk.
So the percentage of workers have declined. They continue to decline, of the workers who are part of a union in America. from 1983 to 2018, the percentage of union workers went from 20% to
This guy
10%
says
among US
boring.
workers. Do you think the pandemic will wake up the consciousness of the essential workers to take more control? I mean, do you think there's going to be a renaissance of solidarity, or do you think it's going to be a continued division as we head
What's
towards
with the
an
long
even more
sleeve
desperate
shirt, pal?
gig economy?
Nobody wears those anymore.
Right.
Psh,
So I think
unreal.
there's a couple of things to unpack there. I do think that ever since some of these quite draconian regulations have been put on workers, where essentially for many people, in order to have the right to strike and in order to have the right to engage in union action in the way that we value, you essentially have to be part of a union that is certified, and essentially that union has to have a license to kind of enable you to access your basic rights. So to compare it to France, for example, in France, the right to strike is the individual's right to engage in a collective manifestation of some kind of collective action. But in North America, it's
My show's better.
these institutions, which are like quite strangled by some of these laws that they themselves
Hell yeah.
were quite happy to put the noose over their own heads. So in some ways, part of the problem has been that the unions have accepted and collaborated to create this situation that is happening. And I think there is a shift in the winds of the leadership of a variety of unions and there's a certain the pact between the business community, the government, and unions has changed that dynamic in a way that's in some ways positive. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen. Right now, I do think that, actually, in fact, I think there has been a revival of interest in unionism for a few years now, and that's been very positive, especially in 2019, before even COVID hit. I could tell that there was a spring in the step of the labor movement, and I was talking to people who have been in the labor movement longer than I have, and they were themselves telling me that something is in the air, something special is happening. To some degree, that was generated by large amounts of money and advertising put in by larger unions, but to some degree, it's the usual kinds of propaganda and market conditions have been deteriorating, and it's opening people's minds up to what is possible. I think a lot of it is going to depend on resources. There's a lot of people who have resources and a lot of people who have no resources. And it's going to depend on how they kind of interact. It's entirely possible that there'll be a new pact between the business community and unions saying, for example, we'll come up with a new bargain where we're going to be quote unquote social partners. We will grant you more membership in exchange for you behaving yourselves in this way or that way. Ultimately, while it may raise some conditions, it would ultimately be very unhealthy for the labor movement in the long term. But I think there is a huge opportunity now, that opportunity in areas where people are ununionized, and there's in essence right now, perhaps as a result of COVID, a kind of vacuum of authority. The National Labor Relations Board
Yeah,
in the United
Stephen
States,
running.
had kind of skipped a beat, and it's functioning in a haphazard way. In Canada, the labor relations boards have become dysfunctional in Quebec, for example.
I think Jimmy's getting a little aggravated.
The government just went ahead.
He's about to cut him off.
Collective agreements covering education and healthcare, and that is putting people in a spot where they are more open-minded, and the caretakers are absent. And this is a huge opportunity for people to think openly about what they could do and to take matters into their own hands. But I stress the importance of organization and drawing on that collective experience that we have, so that people, they don't need to do the stupid thing somebody already did and failed. They can learn from those mistakes before they execute them.
And so, what do you think would be the key? I mean, this pandemic has just, laid. It has shown all the power that the workers have, right? I mean, just the grocery store workers, if they could actually come together, that's another thing I want to ask you about. So, in Texas, Walmart, the meat packers in Walmart unionized, and so Walmart's answer to that was they don't sell meat there, and that was a big message to the rest of the workers at Walmart. Don't try doing this; we'll just get rid of your jobs altogether. Right. So one of the things the IWW does, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that they don't like specialized.
How do you spell futon?
If you work for a
futon. How do you spell futon?
Right. So it's
That's
not
right,
you
yeah,
wouldn't,
we
you wouldn't
exactly.
be you wouldn't be clerks in one union and meat packers in another and fish people in another. It would be everybody's
Okay,
in the
Google.
same union, right? And tell us
How
the
do you spell
advantages of that.
futon?
Right. So essentially, the heart of our model is kind of what I refer to as a workplace committee. Now, the workplace committee in a large organization may very well include people, for example, if we're talking about a hotel, right? Housekeeping often has sometimes their own issues or their own culture. And then there's people who work in like the food service area of a large hotel. There may be people who work in maintenance of a large hotel. They may form kind of like, in essence, committees that they can discuss their own
So it
issues,
said soy
and
kills.
put them on the agenda. But essentially, we want them to form together into a workplace committee that
It's
covers
so funny.
that particular branch of the company, that ultimately covers as well in the industry. We refer to it as industrial organizing. And essentially, we want to avoid the kind of divisions and being played off one another, where one set of workers can be played off another set of workers by an employer in the course of some industrial conflict. And like, just to kind of give people a sense in which this could be very effective, is now while European unions have many problems, and we can go on and talk like a long list about them, but one of the things that they've been successful at doing is to take a wide swath of sectors of unions, not just industrial unions, but sectors of unions into a union together, and to be able to take them on strike together. This is one of the major obstacles in the United States, is that a sympathy strike is illegal. But this is the kind of, like, if you're going to have workers that are precarious, that they're in terms of financially precarious, which means that they don't have time to participate in the union in the way that we would like, because they're always working, taking care of their families. We want to enable them, but it's very difficult.
God, this is boring. It is boring. People are saying this show is boring.
There may be other elements, or maybe healthcare elements. We want to take workers of a diversity of roles and functions in a particular society. We want to combine them so that they can go on strike for and with each other. If you want cafe workers to win, of course they can win on an individual cafe, and we have a very good track record of doing that. But it is much more powerful if you can take workers in the whole food service sector, or even, for example, bus drivers. Bus drivers are on strike until not only the bus drivers' issues are dealt with,
So it said, this guy isn't funny at all.
So, for example, in Iceland, there's unions that cover the entire, just using scare quote, unskilled labor sector in the capital area. And so we could go on strike with all basically the entire tourism sector to defend the whole tourism sector, including workers that are doing bus driving, that are very expensive, defending workers who are working in very small workplaces where the balance of power against the employer is more difficult. So in essence, we need to
even
revive
speaking
this
words?
idea
I
of
said
collaboration between unions. And on that level, another note is that, asking ourselves the question: how many collective agreements are opening up in 2021? How many workers are going to be in a legal strike position? Why aren't there more dialogues about about creating a revolutionary revolutionary moment? There are some of those dialogues are happening. There are some interesting work happening about it, but this is one of the angles that needs to be revived, and not just from a perspective of trying to reach a collective agreement. A collective agreement is maybe a piece that people want as a piece of their organizing, but we want to create the social structure primarily, where people in different industries as a sector are combined together and can be mobilized together.
And
he just did a little vocal fry at the end there together.
I'm optimistic that workers.
He did all that, then he had to do a vocal fry at the end together.
We don't have Medicare for all. They don't have. We don't have education paid for at college level. There's lots of things. We have a horrible minimum wage. Do you how does a general strike get organized, and is that something you know about, and is that something you think could happen?
Someone's like, this dude's boring as fuck.
So the unfortunate answer perhaps is that there aren't any shortcuts to it. There certainly have been revolutionary moments where things take off with less preparation than sometimes people expect, and the more it happens in a circumstance of under preparation, the less likely its revolutionary potential is. The less likely that at the very end of this mobilization that workers will be in the seat of power to be able to decide things going forward, rather than changing the seats of our society's managers. In order for it to be successful, we need to invest the time to build those structures and to change people's minds. And on that level, unions need to become a values-driven institution. Right now, for example, there may be a myriad of things that industrial workers of the world are doing, and there may be a myriad of values, but I would say one of our core values, if not the core value, is two words: organize work. Look down at your shoes, see where you are, look at the Venn diagram between where are you, what is in your capacities, and what is objectively meaningful, like where can we intervene in the economy that will have leverage for, over society to be able to change what we want changed, and act in concert with your coworkers, smartly, collaboratively, with an association and organization, and kind of take that lead. One of the problems, so I think there's a huge potential there. One of the problems is that unions need to see themselves less as kind of managers of that process, and allow that process to organically develop, which if you leave people alone and you give them support, they will develop that. If you give them guidance and you give them support, but not be the manager. If unions use this moment of increased activity to just to use that mobilization to lock people into collective agreements that are going to cover tens or thousands of workers into 10 or 15-year-long collective agreements that are going to essentially take away people's right to act in collective self-defense at the workplace, they're going to squander this opportunity in a historic way. But there is a huge opportunity right now to organize people at the point of production, and let those resources go. Put those resources into the shop floor, and let those people take the lead in thinking about how they want to use them.
Okay. Well, is there anything I left out about the IWW that you want to share with our audience?
Perhaps I would just say one more thing about the notion of a general strike. One of the things that we saw last year in Iceland, where we had a project of organizing in the tourist sector, is a kind of proof of concept. We were able to. This is also a message for unionized workers. We have a kind of strategy of dual carding, where if you're a unionized worker and you would like to activate your union local and make it more combative, make it more militant, there is a way to do that. It's the same model of building a kind of a workplace committee that is going to.
Someone said, "Why is he so skinny?"
Activate action plans, and one of the most interesting things about that society is it essentially had struck a bargain between business and the unions to be social partners. There hadn't been a mass strike in 30 years. The union had completely lost its connection between its membership and the union headquarters. The workforce was.
Someone just said drugs.
In the kind of
the chat is so fucking funny, man.
Industry
oh my god.
Origin, and they weren't very well integrated into Icelandic society. And with mere months of work, although this is a very special case, within not that long of work, we were able to go into the hotels, go to the bus depot, and when we came up to workers and we started the conversation with, yeah, the unions have failed you. And we own that failure. And in the course of that conversation, we were able to create an atmosphere of mobilization that hadn't existed in many decades, and that people thought were in many ways impossible.
Okay, 5 gallon bucket base comb over guy next.
Kind of workforce, and we were able to generate
5 gallon bucket base comb over guy
atmosphere of a general strike. And we were able to essentially shut that city down for quite some time. So
how long?
So we went on strike for we would have a one-day main strike march.
He literally has a 5 gallon bucket sitting next to him.
March of 2019.
It's so funny
in that situation, because it's Efling is the second largest union in Iceland.
Someone was trying to say he was well off. They're like, he just reeks of privilege. I'm like, he's broadcasting from his futon, and he's got a 5 gallon bucket for a fucking vase next to him.
And The thing that made employers most scared in an atmosphere of a general strike, by the way, this is a very important point that we all need to know in North America, they weren't afraid of people leaving their job. They weren't afraid of people staying home and watching Netflix, because that is what a lot of unions do. When they go on strike, a lot of people just go home and watch Netflix, and they collect their strike pay, or they don't get strike pay. But what they were afraid of is when we used IWW tactics to call for...
Oh my God, you know who he looks like? He looks like Dexter's brother. He looks like Dexter's brother in Dexter. Oh my God.
And maids are not cleaning toilets. People are not wearing their uniform. People are engaged in shop floor demonstrations and actions, and much more. Actually, it took me a long time to convince my union colleagues, but the employers understood it very quickly. They said that it would infect the workforce with a sentiment of disobedience that would be permanent. So they're very afraid of that. And this is something we also need to recover in our labor movement. We need to bring back action, not just politically, but industrially, to the work site. Not off the work site, not picketing away from the work site, on the work site. That is the place of action. Not canvassing for a politician, not doing a demonstration that's away from work, staying at the job, because it'll have a double effect. You not only achieve your concession, but you also infect people with a very positive and healthy attitude of contestation and disobedience that will last.
So how come we don't see sit-in strikes anymore?
For one thing, sit-in strikes are illegal. So one of the things that people will see at the National Labor Relations Board is it has a list of kinds of strikes that are illegal by method and strikes that are illegal by objective. And one of the types of strikes that is illegal are sit-down strikes. Now that doesn't mean they don't happen. What it means is, just as with unions, when employers break a collective agreement, there's always a cost-benefit analysis that a union undertakes about is this worth our money and how likely are we to win, given the time it will take to win through some court action to correct this thing. Are we going to contest it? Likewise, employers also make a cost-benefit analysis of what will be my expense, at what speed can I do it, and what will be the outcome of contesting a particular action. And one of the things we're seeing is that workers all the
Rudy,
time
why did you try to
engage
kill
in
your stepsister, Deb?
actions of self-defense at work. This is happening. The only thing is it's not coordinated. It is not organized. It doesn't feed into itself through its various avenues, and this is one of the
really
things
having
that
fun with that.
needs to come back to doing, and this is one of the things that we are doing. But in essence, we need to revive this concept. Is my pitch?
We're all addicted to our screens, and any ideas on how to get us off the screens and into the streets in general?
I mean, I think that a lot of people I'm one of those people that believes that people's intellectual, moral, emotional engagement in various issues is something that is innate in everybody, and we need to elicit it. So I don't think we need to approach the population with a sentiment of they're stupid or they need to be taught something. It's about it needs a lot more reading of where people are at and kind of eliciting. One of the problems that we don't appreciate enough is that when there has been an atmosphere of mass mobilization, either in a particular workplace or a whole city or a whole country, and people's interest and investment in social change is kindled, and if it is crushed by violence from the outside, or if it is crushed from the rear by the workers' own organizations, it can have such a disheartening effect. It can have a massively demobilizing effect. So one of the things that we have
Bean burritos! Bean burritos!
Mass mobilization been defeated by violence from exterior.
My man!
For example, police forces and the state, either directly with violence or through legal action, which is just a delayed threat of coercion, threat of force, crushed people's initiative when it has sprung up, but also largely our own organizations of civil society, whether they be journalistic, whether they be political, whether they be economic organizations, have from the rear sabotaged a lot of organizing, whether they realize it or not. And a lot of the time they couldn't understand what they're doing, because a lot of the time the economic organizations that we have, as well as political, They want to see mobilization. Many of them want to see mobilization, but they're afraid of it because a consequence of mobilization is people wanting to be involved in decision making. What the business community would tolerate and maybe even like is for unions to be able to go on strike without needing to mobilize their membership. They love that because they can make a deal with one person who is the head of some gigantic bureaucratic union, and the workers are just set on strike or removed from a strike like a joystick from the bureaucrat's office. They're just fine with that. What they're not fine with is when people get mobilized and they become involved in the running of the union themselves, and they set conditions of negotiations, they participate in negotiations, and they're sort of setting the pace of it. So I think if we start with that, in my experience, and you go to where workers are, you go to points of production, or you go to places where workers congregate outside of the point of production, and you talk to them, and you start with the premise that unions have failed. The union movement has been a gigantic component of the failure that we have seen, and we need to start with that rebuilding of trust and rebuilding a sense of community.
He looks just like the fucking Rudy Ice Truck Killer, bro. I'm sorry.
Of the Cold War era,
I'm sorry.
And the association
I'm
of
sorry.
unions with communism has completely disintegrated, and so people are thinking about it in an open-minded way, and it's a huge opportunity.
That's so funny.
But it's also a huge risk because they can be duped into going to a direction where they'll participate in a union that will essentially just treat them as a kind of supply of labor that the union can then bargain with an employer over. You want this labor supply, you have to give it these conditions, but the workers will they won't be in control of their lives anymore than they were before. So essentially what we want to do is give people a pitch that what we are doing is we're helping working people take control over their working lives. And I think on that basis, it's not going to be as hard as people perceive to get people away from their screens, but they have to have a meaningful participation in what's going on.
Okay, Maxim Baru of the IWW.
He's got no questions.
Really appreciate the work you do, and I appreciate you coming on and letting everybody know about it. And if you ever need the help getting
that guy talks a lot.
Let us know. We'd love to help.
I didn't hear a word he
Thanks
said.
So much. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll talk to you.
I didn't hear a
We're gonna
word he
have a
said.
worker on from the IWW from Portland's Voodoo Donuts on tomorrow with us, so that'll be fantastic. So thanks again, Max, and we'll see you next time, buddy.
See you next time.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right, so let's take some questions and go from there. So it's I like this union. They seem way more aggressive than regular unions. The IWW.
He's gonna take some questions.
Don't wait
Where's
for
Steph
years
at?
to go through the NLRB. So just start making demands of your workplace, at your workplace of your employers, and it's fantastic. So. Other countries really seem to be able to organize their workers much better than our country. You know, this bullshit.
Read that super chat, Jim.
Hey!
Read that super chat.
It's really pervasive. It really,
Hey, boop, boop.
You know,
You're gonna read the super chat?
It's hard to think outside your culture. Oh, I didn't show any of this. There's their Twitter page, Industrial Workers of the World. They don't follow me.
They don't follow me. Fuck them.
1,400 mother effers.
Fucking, he's hilarious.
Listen, united we stand, divided we fall. Join the union for all workers.
Quarter of the hour. Cheers, Bad Blue Jaws. It's
not divide workers.
Now it's 4:20. Newfoundland. Cheers.
Or nationality. We're building one big union.
I can't keep up with that schedule.
Oh, I forgot to show this.
We've been live for a while. I got high a while back. Oh, it's another commercial.
So that's good. He's miserable. All right, we take a break and show a commercial or something? All right, let's take a break and show something if you can, and then, maybe, I don't know, whatever, the video for our splash page, whatever you want.
Read my first chat. Read my super chat, Steph. Why aren't you gonna? He said, let's take some questions. Why are you not going to be reading my chat? It said that Ron Flacone wore my shirt today on his live show. Yeah. Where'd they go, man? They're taking a break? How dare they? Raymond Kaler's like, what the fuck? Everyone's like, what the fuck? What do they do? What are they doing? The whole chat's going crazy right now. I love it. How many people are watching? 4,000 people. He just walks away. You know, how do you walk away from 4,000 people? Does he even realize that? Bro, you've got 4,000 people watching you. You're just going to give them a fucking splash screen and walk away. 4,000! I mean, it's not like one of my shows where... God damn.
When will you say yes to me? Tell me quando, quando, quando. You mean happiness to me.
Oh my God.
So my darling, tell me when.
Let me show you one.
Let me show.
Hey, Carrie. The show is not over. No, the show is not over. What? No, it still says live. It's still live. So we're good. People are running out, man. He just lost 600 viewers, man. Just like that. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking, man. Doesn't he have somebody watching the numbers realizing they shouldn't do that? I would love to help him with that. Okay, there's the music. At least they got that. All right, they said they'll be right back. There we go. Was this another commercial? Yes, it is. Another ad? Dude, what's with all these ads? That's fucking weird. That sucks. Meh. Meh. All right, you guys go check out Jimmy Dore on YouTube. It's the Jimmy Dore Show over there on YouTube. All right, I'll be over there watching. You guys are watching tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, for our live interview of Danger Man, the urban superhero. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock my time. Sync it up, guys. Right there. All right. Where's my dog? I don't know. I need to find him. Oh, he's right here. Okay. Bye, guys. Here is your 20-second wave brought to you by Ron Placone. Get your news on